I showed her house last week and I had her sign an agreement. She didn't say anything about that. So she's like, hey, I just want to be honest. I've been working with a realtor. She's doing a really great, awful job. She's not, I can't ever get a hold of her. She won't show me any of the homes I want to see. Like I told her I want to be released from my contract and she asked me why. And I told her and then she just stopped responding. What do I do? What are the repercussions? What can be done? And Aaron's like, tell her to call the broker. I'm like, yeah, so, but the broker is probably her because it's like her last name and some other dude.
Oh, it's a mom and pop shop?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm like, I have never been in this experience, so I don't have all of the.
Does she email like?
I told her last night, I said, put it in writing.
Yeah.
So she had been doing text messages, so I said, put in writing in an email to her that you want to be released from your contract as of today.
Yeah.
And send it over. I'm sure she would respond to you. I'm like, it makes no sense for her to keep you stuck to her because you're gonna tell all these people about how awful she is.
Yeah, right.
But like, she's like, what is the repercussion? I'm like, well, right now it says that you would owe her commission on any home you buy between now and February.
Right. It's not gonna hold up.
That's what I said.
Because. Yeah.
That's what I told her. I'm like, it likely wouldn't hold up.
No.
But like, I've never had that question before. I've never heard of somebody not wanting to.
I've heard it with the Remax people, not releasing people. Saying, nope, you signed the contract, you're stuck with me. Which I think is the dumbest thing you could ever do, because you're absolutely right. They will tell everybody that they know. Not only did you do a shitty job, but you tied them to, or basically stopped them from being able to buy a house without you.
Right.
Nuts. I would just, yes, I would say, put everything in writing.
She wanted me to like show her a home this morning, which I would have to like rearrange my schedule for. Like she knows people.
Where'd she come from?
For a long time. I know her from the gym. I have showed her homes for the past. She's always looking to get something or a deal.
Oh, yeah.
I showed her Lisa's listing, you know, that her client just bought and resold, like bought it in March and sold it downtown Brighton.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hey, I just wanna let you know, they called for her highest and best guy, whatever. They received an offer. She's like, oh, I figured it would go fast. I wasn't gonna be willing to pay that price anyways. So today, if I show her a house, I'm gonna be like, listen, I always wanted to touch base because last week when I showed you that house and we were talking about putting an offer, you said you wouldn't have put in list price. And so I just want you to know that we shouldn't be seeing homes first week on the market if you're not comfortable paying at least list price for it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're just gonna be wasting both our time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely. Have you had a chance to like sit down with her outside of the setting and looking at houses?
No, she always calls me last minute. I texted her earlier in the week this house. I said, hey, this one looks cute. She texted me last night at 7:30. And I said, I'm gonna stop responding to you at 7. Here I was. You know.
You got that goal you're gonna hit. So.
No, but yeah, so I should sit down with her.
You absolutely should. Just, you gotta lock her into a sit-down meeting to go over realistic expectations of what it's gonna take for her to actually buy a house in today's market.
Right.
I have one of those right now that was a referral from my dad's buddy that called me the day before Labor Day weekend. Said, I need to see houses tomorrow. I said, you know, some things have changed in the real estate industry. Let's, you know, jump on a Zoom and go over what's going on. And I have to have you, you know, sign an agreement with me in order for us to get you into houses. She's like, fine, no big deal. She goes, send me the agreement. And I go, well, I really need to, I want to go over what's going on in today's market. So just give me 10 minutes, right? And she did. And still, she went and saw houses with Scott the next day because I said I was heading up north that night. And Scott's like, I'll be around. So Friday, they go and look at houses, 3 houses in the $500,000 to $700,000 price point. Finds one for $620,000 and wants to write an offer for $450,000.
Nice.
And I explained, it's kind of insane because here's all of the reasons why that's insane. But also, the listing agent, rather than accept your $450,000 offer, is going to reduce the price to get more activity, like if that's the case. Before they ever accept your $150,000 under asking price, $170,000 under asking price offer. But she wrote it anyway, we wrote it. She told me that her comps that she found on Zillow were better than mine. And here we are.
Have we talked to them since?
She hasn't responded to me.
No.
No, she knows way more than we do.
I know. Well, and it's like, yeah, you bought a place in Market Isle, but at the same time, the Florida market is completely different, obviously. Like the Florida market is so oversaturated.
Oh, yeah.
Right now that everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean.
Because it increased so much, so fast, that now it's actually feels like a decrease.
Right, exactly.
All right. Will you pass that around to for everybody that didn't sign in?
Yes, so anybody can sign in,
So I'm
I'll sign
submitting an offer that's $95,000.
everybody else.
Oh, yeah?
They're so far off.
That is it like an old listing, like a sale listing, no?
We'll see.
95,000 under asking.
We'll see.
Amazing. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start on this side of the room. Jamie, how's biz?
Well, I grew up in a middle class family, so.
Tell us more.
And my dog ran outside this morning, so.
That's good.
So,
That is recorded.
there's a Silo Fest tomorrow in Commerce if anybody wants to come. It's music and hay rides and cornhole and a band from 5 to 10.
We're at Commerce.
Buxton Road, that corner.
Oh, yeah.
Buxton Road in
Oh,
Charles.
yeah, the silo. That's right. Yeah.
But I have a listing, not getting much activity in Grand Blanc. I know that everyone's been saying house has been sitting a little bit longer, but it's the first one I've had that has been.
What are we talking?
It's bi-level, so that makes it a little more difficult. 1,700 up, 1,500-ish finished downstairs of like half-acre lot, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths.
In the neighborhood?
Yep, neighborhood. I have it at 315, maybe 300. We'll get it done. I'm not sure, but.
Wow. How many days on the market so far? Or how much?
So we've only been live for 6, but we had started coming soon last week and we only had 3 showings. Someone didn't like the layout. Kitchen was too small. No one said anything about crazy, but I'm not saying it can't be. But anyways.
Yeah.
My people that are buy seller just kind of quiet right now. I'm working on the database thing just to do the touches and at least touch base and see how, back to school is going and stuff like that.
Are interest rates,
I have not heard the interest rate talk in a while. Most of the people I have are pretty educated about it, knowing that they're lower now. But a lot of my sellers bought a refi during.
Yeah.
Just a little time, so.
cool. Marissa? What's going on? How's business? You got a new schedule, you're coming into the office.
Yeah, I had my 2 deals on Wednesday closed, but they've been just a shit show still. It's like taking forever. Now my buyer wants to sue and I'm like,
Let's do what?
he wants to sue.
Oh, fun.
But I just talked to her awful, hopefully. And I sent her the inspection report and I was like, let's believe me about these things. So hopefully she just calms down.
Yeah.
They just moved yesterday, so I think they're just fired up.
What's in your pipeline? How's that looking?
I have a few people that I've been talking to buyer wise, a few from like open houses and stuff, so that I've been trying to keep in touch with. But yeah, not too much. I'm trying to go through my phone, and I reached out to some friends from like school. One just announced they're having a baby, and another one just announced they're moving back, so I reached out to them, and they both said that they're looking to move within the next year or so, so.
Excellent. That's good.
From the, MRA podcast, she was talking about going through Loma, so that's what I started.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. Good implementation.
Yeah. So we'll see, hopefully I start getting some traction.
It will work. It's keeping in touch with the database on a systematic basis consistently, and then you'll see the magic happen. Mr. Bill?
Well, it's been a kind of an eventful week. So got a listing that's active today as a coming soon. Really nice property over off P19 I talked about. We got that set up. We'll go active on Monday. Doing a little bit different. 775, 5 acres, finished upstairs, downstairs, great hobby barn that's heated and, could be,
Is it updated?
what?
The house?
Yeah, it's in good shape. I mean, it's pretty traditional. The kitchen was updated, some really nice, you know, it's nice open space. I like it. Has a accessible bedroom that has a roll-in shower. So that, you know, that's good, and I'll have, I've got a lot of pictures and stuff of it. Then, a purchase that's going along on a condo. Had one fall apart, I don't know if we got this thing back or not. You know, this is for business, looking for a estate sale company, if anybody's got any recommendations.
In the area,
Yeah,
like in Brighton?
actually further west, but you know, like Colorado.
We have a person for you. We'll do,
Joanne.
yeah.
Oh, I was just good. Yeah, that's why I just remind.
Joanne.
Was she the one with Fort Beer with? No.
No, that was Jen.
That's what you went there.
Yeah, Joanne,
And then where is she out of?
local, it's like Estates by Joanne.
And, let's see,
She
and then,
referral network
Yeah.
group you created?
I have, been, you know, kind of, paying attention to, you know, with, some of my, people that I think are about ready to pop. I've done some Popeyes with, moms, which, you know, when you show up with a bunch of, you know, there's a lot of them, glad to see that kind of thing. And so it's just kind of every day, just touching the database, doing something positive.
You know what I noticed, Bill? Like, and I've worked around you for my whole career, like so close, right outside your office for many years. And your business is doing fantastic right now. And I think that, I mean, you used to always be in the office all day from morning until night.
Yeah, I had to stay out of the house, keep the marriage.
But like now, your business is as good as it's ever been, and you're just staying consistent, doing, you know, kind of probably less than what you've done in the past, right? Would you say?
Yeah,
But just more purposeful?
more purposeful, going smaller instead of, really big. And I'm still doing that in one area, and I'm gonna stop that because it's not, there's no return.
Yeah.
And, you know, I prefer relationship marketing more than just random people out there and bringing them together. And you know, for me, there's enough of that business out there. So
Yeah.
I had 10 up to June, July, and I think I'll have 10.
Fantastic.
I'm happy.
Fantastic year. Megan's having a fantastic year too. She's about to break her goal. That she came with at the beginning of the year. She's come close many times, a couple times, but her goal was to break the $5 million barrier this year. You got going on. How are you doing that?
I feel like everything that I've been working on is happening this month. I have a listing that just came, was active today, it was coming soon all week. It's in Reno Crossing off of M36. It's like a 2022 built ranch that's just under 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, it has a track stack, a whole house generator, daily basement. Like people decided they're not HOA people and want to leave and move somewhere else, and we listed at 4:30, and I have 0 showing scheduled. Like the first showings don't start until the open house this evening from 5 to 7, and the last 2 weekends my listings have gone live. They both also had like really low showing schedule going into the weekend. Kind of picked up and the open house was busy, but it's like
It's a common thing.
0 showings. That's a new one. Renee has another listing in the neighborhood. It was at 499 and she just dropped it to 475 because we listed ours at 430, which is like more in line with what they should actually be.
Wow.
So
And still no showings.
You know,
What was her?
I'm probably not a lot.
I did an event last night with Rotary, and so I'm inviting a group of people that, you know, signed up for it. And about a third of them didn't show. And there's just, there's something going on. They've had 2 events that are low show.
So you're saying it's not even just house showing, it's like
Yeah, I
people
think
just
it's-
not showing up.
Maybe it's just extended nice weather.
That's what I was
I think
thinking
so, for
too.
sure. They're all going to Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Town tomorrow.
I have a listing coming on Monday that's coming soon. It'll start on Thursday with an open house, and that's in Ypsilanti on 4th Lake. Should be 65. I'm worried about that one. With the lack of interest I've had at this one, and we were the higher
It's
price
on a
point.
lake close to Ann Arbor.
I mean, but
though.
it's, yeah,
You should be
it's
okay.
like.
I don't know of a lot of lakes that are close to Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing good. Mr. Tom? Oh, I'll go to him after the agents. I mean.
I was like, I didn't know if I was sort of, sorry, I don't know everybody yet.
Hey,
so-
man, what are you doing?
Wasn't trying to send the name of it. So similar, I grew up in a middle class family. No. But I did, but
What about your dog? Did it run away this morning?
I wish you did. Did I say that? out loud? Yeah.
All dog owners have felt that way. It's the way they're
My wife would be super happy about that. So we have one that we listed about a month ago. Yesterday. I've never had it before, so I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it's nice. I don't understand. I know we're slightly priced high, just a little bit. That was their choice. I'm not warning them about that. We did drop it. We do need to do another drop, but I'm just scratching my head. But it's in Gaines, so it's kind of like more remote, more rural.
What is it at?
What's that?
What's the price?
It's at $459.9. It really needs to be $449.9, in my opinion. They know that, and they will do it. They just want to see what happens.
Right.
So But it's either a quad or a tri, depending on how you want to classify it. It's got 3 finished levels, all 1,000 square feet each level, plus a basement. So I thought it was more attractive to call it a tri with basement, because each level is very big. Because sometimes quads are really, you know what I mean? So I was like, hey, this sounds better. Like, I don't know. So I'm not, I don't know what's, it's a super weird. So that's a bummer, but same thing too. We had 2 that we just listed that are coming live tomorrow, and only 1 showing on those.
You got one though.
Yeah, and then, and then we had a comment on this last weekend, and we had a lot of good activity. Got a couple offers. One was under asking because they thought they were cash and they could do that.
Does that happen to be downsized buyers?
Yeah.
Going for that condo?
Yeah, and so we had a lot of good activity, you know, and then we had a full price offer and we accepted it, but then the buyer lost the job. Right before the bottom line. So we're like, sweet. So that one is still alive. So if you want a nice condo in Commerce, it's really, really beautiful. What's that?
What's the price on that?
435. Yeah, it's 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, really good HOA, fully funded.
Where's this one at? In Commerce?
It's off Benstein Crossing.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, things are, it's just weird.
I mean,
It is weird.
it says a lot, like even just a handful of people in this room, every single person is seeing the same thing right now, with those things sitting on the market longer, not getting as much activity, which is wild. But I think it is just a blip in the stars aligning.
Flipping.
I've got a theory on that, and I'll explain it a little bit.
Okay.
And that's why I asked, was that particular client downsizing? You know,
So for her, it was more of a lateral move. She's moving to new construction and like in the Delaware community. And so she just wanted that, like, her husband had passed away tragically, or she moved into this condo, and she just needs even less maintenance and more community, what she's looking for, so.
All right, Sam.
This month has been a lot of life happens for you, not to you, a lot of teachable moments. Inspections are the bane of my existence from both a listing and a buying side. I have that listing in the Fond du Lake neighborhood, and we took it off so that she can make some repairs before we relist.
A bad inspection.
You know, we never saw a report, but we had it under contract twice, and both times they walked.
Oof.
Not fun,
No.
not cool at all. And then I have a buyer who's buying a second home up in the Tawas area, and they accepted under asking, which is great, but we're having septic field issues and they can't budge. So they're either gonna, you know, take it off the market, or they're asking us to move forward with the original ask, which my buyer did, which is exciting. So learning a lot about septic fields this week. Sorry, that's my son. And then
Did you get to drive out there for?
I did. I've known this person for a really long time, and his uncle passed away, so he's gonna let me list his uncle's house in Harrison Township, also sell his land. So I figured the drive up there to hang out with my friend isn't, you know, too bad.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun time.
No.
I'm a fun person. We have a good time. And then we also have a listing right now that is in receivership, which is a really fun experience to go through. I kind of wish that every single house was in a receivership, because it's pretty easy.
It's easy
except-
from the standpoint of the receiver just does whatever we tell them to do, so it's not like, oh, hey, somebody's asking for concessions, it's no emotional attached to it, but Sam has been a legit, she should be billing for her therapy session.
I speak to my clients probably at least twice a week for 45 minutes at a time, and it has nothing to do with real estate. And they've cried, and they've stood in the rain and cried. I mean, it's been a journey, but hopefully she'll let me help her buy a new house after all this is said and done. Also, just getting a text message from someone who wants to see a house tonight, but has also signed a buyer's agency agreement with someone else. And she's like, I don't have the contract but I signed something, I don't know what it was. And I was like, you should have a copy of it, if you don't, ask her for a copy. And she's like, I don't have a problem parting ways, and I'm like, get after it, girl, call me a call.
So I had a client call last night who had signed an agreement with somebody out of Ann Arbor and didn't realize that she signed it through February and has been unhappy with their services and reached out to her to cancel, and she was like asking her why, she told her why, then she just ghosted her and hasn't been responding. And she, I think, is the broker of her own like little office. So she was also texting me, she's like, what are the repercussions if I move forward? You know, she wanted to see a house this morning, just texted me like 8 last night. So I told her to put it in writing, email to the lady. And then if she doesn't respond, maybe I'll have Aaron call her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to both of you guys, but I think we're definitely gonna see more of that.
I mean, is it really on us if they decide if they sign one and then they sign one with us? It's really on them, right? It's on the buyer.
Yes.
Like, so we can tell them, like, get out of it, but, you know, most, I mean, really it's on them. They're the ones signing the contract. I mean, you need to have the communication with them, but if they're, like, in that instance,
Like, I don't think that they're gonna be able to enforce
no.
like, procuring cause or whatever people are like. I don't know what's gonna happen with this, like Aaron always says, like, it's gonna play out over the next 12 months, and we're gonna see how this works, but.
The court's never gonna side with a real estate agent over a buyer.
Oh,
And tell you, you
Oh,
have to
no.
pay them 3%, even though you know, the agent you work with also got 3%.
But also, here's your reminder to just be graceful when somebody wants to break up with you, because she's gonna tell everybody
Right.
about how this woman in Ann Arbor is awful and wouldn't let her go.
Right.
I just think part of that was a new construction that was calling for just advice, because like this guy had signed with the agent in Arbor for 12-month term. And I said, and they tried to tell him, oh yeah, this is normal. I'm like, that is really long.
Mhm.
So I don't think that's normal.
Wow.
But I told him, I said, just write it, put it out there, say you're not wanting to continue this relationship anymore, and they should let you out of it.
Right.
You know?
Man, how are these people getting like your contract?
Well, because nobody,
No,
like,
catch.
how many times have you
Sign
done,
here.
how many
Right.
times have you submitted an offer for somebody with a buyer's agency agreement and they just click through and they don't read any of their paperwork?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
Thank God
exactly
for
what
God
my
you saw
client
it,
did.
nobody reads it.
Yeah.
But like me, we were like talking to this one person right when it went live. She wanted to go see a house, and I called her and I was like, "Listen, we can do just this house." She said, "No, I am not comfortable with that." And I'm like, "Oh my god, we can't even get one house agreement, and
Wow.
they're getting 12 months."
You know, it reminds me when we had procuring cause. And you had a buyer that was, working with an agent. And then that agent wasn't reaching out, wasn't contacting. So, this term, I'm trying to remember, what it was, but it's basically, you don't have that buyer anymore because you didn't.
Abandoned it.
You abandoned it, yes.
Right?
And so in a situation, and I don't know how this will play out either, but let's say an agent or buyer has a contract with an agent who's not responding to them, it's abandoned. Because they're just not doing that. But we're in a new era, and how does that fit? Because we have taken something that is, trying to fix something, and of course, when, the guy from the government comes and says, I'm here to help you, watch out.
Yeah.
And there's so many little issues. I've got one, he just says, nope, we're just doing it for this one property. And I want this out, this out, this out, this out, and basically, they didn't want to be responsible for paying even commission at all. So luckily the seller's offering something, so I said, okay, well, let's do that. But
But in order to get paid, you have to have them sign that saying that you're going to accept that amount of commission.
Right. And so there's just a a lot of different things, and I'm even seeing it in our agreements, the new stuff that we're doing, that there's a couple of things that need to change in it.
I agree. Actually, Colorado just pushed back and said, we're overriding this.
Oh, wow.
And, yep, they said our state laws are gonna override this, that they're not requiring buyers to sign anything to go see houses. I don't necessarily know that what they're going to do about it or how they're gonna fill it up, get compensated, but
I think they're sharing compensation on the MLS as well.
they're still sharing.
I believe Colorado was the one that held out.
Okay.
Said, no, we don't think that's in the best interest of buyers.
It absolutely is not in the best interest of the industry, because it's gonna skew pricing.
Yeah.
Or values, and, you know, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, it was not thought through. And.
No, it was not allowed to.
And I'm, you know, they settled too quickly.
I agree. Scott?
Pretty slow still. Wait for that week where I have a regime, where I get like 5 people. So I got a listing coming up, I got one under contract, a couple other buyers signed, but really just not a lot going on. Just trying to, been working on setting up for next year, doing my business planning like a little ahead of time, because I have some downtime. So I'm really trying to get that done before October, hoping I finish strong this year, and then that's already 25. But just trying to show up, you know, do the things, and hopefully the business follows.
Well, I think Megan told me yesterday, she signed a contract every week this month, right? That's
I
fine.
had a listing every week, in September.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow, it's great.
Yeah.
Teach me your way.
I was saying like, oh, somebody be like, oh, how did you do it? I don't know. I don't know.
She does.
Doing,
And consistently keeping in touch and reaching out to people and adding value to their lives all year long. And yes, your business is flourishing because of that. It's legitimately all you have to do, and it's easier said than done. But doing it in bite-sized pieces. When we started meeting at the beginning of the year, it was like, yes, you need to touch your database X amount of times. I mean, it can be 36 times, it can be whatever, but you have to touch your database. And you have to come up with content to give them every single month. And start with one piece. And that was when she started with her running club and sharing all the races for the year with them, which immediately turned into conversations around real estate. And you came into my office not really wanting to talk to people about real estate while you're out in the real world.
I'm like Bill, I like to be more, I started doing events as well. I don't like to feel salesy, or I like to just do it in a way that I can be authentic. And so joining the golf league or hosting events or running lab magnets, and
I just
I'll
think
go
about
with
it
it.
from the other side always. Like whenever somebody says they don't want to be salesy, they don't like to ask for the business. I wish that my car salesperson kept in touch with me. Right? I wish, like my financial guy, I don't ever have to look for one because he keeps in touch with me consistently. All people want is things to be easier for them. They want convenience. That's why they want, you know, everything, technology is making everything faster. Your clients, every person in your database just wants it to be easy when it's time to go buy or sell a house. They don't want to have to think about it. They don't want to have to go onto Zillow and have some stranger show up at their house. They don't want. You guys all have hundreds of people in your world that know you, if not thousands. And they want somebody to stay in front of them so it's easy when the time comes. That's it. Right?
Yeah, and, you know, people know that if you're around them a lot, they know you're in real estate. And you get to show another side, you know, that human, that caring side, that empathetic side, you know, your cat died, dog died, whatever, you know, those